everybody, this is Dr. Forth, and today we're going to be talking about getting ready for the summer reset. So the end of the spring term and getting ready to have either summer term or a summer break. It's the perfect time to do a declutter and reset to get ready for the next phase. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you notice at the end of the term, you've had all of your finals and projects, and take a look at your workspace. Is it covered with notes and half-finished projects? And embarrassingly, maybe there's some cups of partially finished beverage or snack containers. And perhaps your email and notes folders are just filled with all kinds of digital clutter that you just haven't had time to process. Well, now is the time to do that, and it will make sure that you're in the best shape to enjoy your summer break or the next phase, whether it's getting ready for work or a summer term. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing, you might want to start with actual physical cleaning. So gather up all of the trash, throw it in the bin, pick up any of your paper notes and organize them by subject, and then take out the trash. You can go into your closet and sort through your closet. Any items that have gotten damaged or stained can go in the bin. And you can also donate anything that you think you might not use again. If you've just moved out of your dorm, you probably really particularly appreciate the volume of items that you have accumulated. So everything is probably all packed away, and you have all these heavy boxes. If it was your first year at school, you probably have a better idea by now of what you actually need. And so you can trim your belongings accordingly. Some things can be donated, and other things may just be trash. If you've got roommates, maybe you met some people when you were at school and now you have roommates that you've chosen going forward. You can coordinate about what particular furniture and appliance items you might want to use. So each person, you don't need multiple couches and multiple televisions if the TV is in a shared space. So that might make your packing much easier. Make sure all of your rented textbooks get returned. Usually there's a deadline for that. If you drop them off at FedEx store or UPS store, they'll give you a little receipt for drop off so you can track it and make sure that you don't get charged if they think that you didn't return it. So definitely take care of that. If you've actually purchased textbooks that you don't think you're going to use, sell those back to the bookstore or post a little flyer for sale and get that taken care of right away. Very few people actually buy textbooks these days. In fact, some of the schools I know have gotten rid of the textbook portion of their bookstore altogether. So they just reference an online site where you can order online or purchase books. You've done all of your actual physical decluttering, cleaning your closet, getting rid of textbooks. Now is the time for digital declutter, and that's probably where the bulk of your material can be found. For email, you could sort it by date or by topic. If it's sorted by topic, you might be able to delete huge groups of emails all at once. So if it was about a group project is done, graded, the grade's on your transcript, you can get rid of that entire email chain. Otherwise, you go through from oldest to newest, deleting, and you might want to make a folder in your email about spring 2026 term. Or maybe certain things deserve their own folder, like big term paper or group project that's important. Save the contact information for anybody that you've worked with that you might actually want to contact in the future. It's a lot easier that way than saving the whole email. And you want to have a nice clean inbox so you can actually find when materials come in. This way, your inbox is going to be much, much cleaner. Use the school email for any kind of school communications. I know they always say that, but from the faculty side, because I also teach, I can tell you that we are told only to reach out to students with the school email. So I get emails periodically saying, oh, please send me a message at my personal one because I don't check the school one. Unfortunately, the faculty policy is I have to reach out to your school communications. There's several reasons for that. First of all, because then the school can show that they actually reached out, communicated with you, and also because they can more fiercely protect against viruses and so forth. So that's the reason. It's better to use your school email. Now, if you want to set up forwarding so your school email goes right to your phone or tablet, I can understand that, but realize there's a reason why the faculty only contact you with your school email. And it's also easier for you because then you can unplug from school communications during times that you have breaks, so you won't have it even coming into your personal mailbox. Clear out your files, your digital files. You probably already have a section of your computer or your online file storage dedicated to school. So you can remove any of the files that you don't need, bundle it up by term, anything that you're going to save. In fact, I would suggest at the beginning of each term, you create a folder for that term. So you know you can just go right there and then maybe subfolders for each subject. Now, if it's a subject that you weren't interested in and you never have to deal with again, you might be able to delete everything that's in there. But if it's in your major or something you're interested in, you're probably going to be accumulating material in that folder going forward. If you have articles that you looked up for research projects and papers, you can archive them in a research reference file. Now, there are apps that will collect your references, I believe, like EndNote, and there's probably all kinds of other ones that I'm not familiar with, but it's useful to have those citations right at your fingertips. So make sure that you save that and materials or even articles that you downloaded on specific topics so that if you have to look it up again, it's easy to get to that information. You would certainly want to save any big papers that you presented. Depending on your future career, you might need to generate a CV, including your publications and experiences. And while generally papers submitted in school are not on par with those that have been published, it's useful to have that information so that you can reference it if at the beginning you don't have publications. Then you can show some of the work that you've actually created for school. And that's certainly better than not having anything. Also, you would have a good idea of any kind of texts or references for future work. Keep track of your academic records. It's a good idea to always have a copy of your transcript. Now, almost all schools have some kind of online system where you can grab a copy of your unofficial transcript. I'd wait till the grades from this most recent term have posted and then grab a copy of your unofficial transcript. It's always a good idea to have a copy of that. You never know when there might be some kind of system error, or maybe you have access problems getting it because of some sort of dispute or misunderstanding with the school. So always keep a copy of your academic records. Now, if you need to get transcript copies, a company called Papyrus pretty much handles that. And it's usually a matter of after you graduate. But my understanding is that the school databases upload to Papyrus on a regular basis. So Papyrus would be another good reference. But since it's free, grab an unofficial copy of your transcript at the end of each term and just file it away. Also, in case there would be any errors in your record, you can show that you grabbed a copy on this date and oops, the class disappeared or there's some kind of mistake. So this way you can fix it. Clean up and save your notes under the particular subject headings. If you use the app Notion, you're able to export in multiple file formats. So that's a good one. I talked about Notion in my video about creating a second brain for school. And so that's not just notes, but you have graphics and all kinds of things to organize. So if you use that, you can definitely export and save your work. You can do it either onto a external hard drive, or if you want to use something like Google Docs or OneDrive or Dropbox. So those are all great options. Make sure anything really important is backed up at least 2 places. This way, after you finish your decluttering, you've put away the things that are important in a way that you can find them later. And now you have a nice clean inbox, and hopefully the desktop of your computer is clean. And you could even create a blank folder in anticipation of your next term, so you're all ready to go. Get your schedule set. If you need help with time management, be sure to grab my time management free guide. I'm going to put the link in the description. After all your hard work of decluttering, both physical and digital, you can do like a mental reset. You do meditation, maybe use some essential oils or smudging, and get ready to enjoy your summer, whatever that brings. A new job, perhaps summer term classes, or just summer break. So enjoy that. Please feel free to let me know about any upcoming topics that you would like to discuss. Put the notes in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.